Well, I tell you about my horrendous first date story. So this was a couple of years ago, and I met this guy off of Instagram. He had DM'd me, and I was like, you know what? Why not? So anyways, I gave him my Snap, and we are, well, like, I'm trying to message him, but he doesn't message back, like, ever. He maybe only snapped me twice, and the first time was to ask me out on a, like, out for a date. And then the other time that he snapped me was to confirm the date, like 2 days later. Weird. So the plan is to go out for ice cream, right? I'm like, yeah, like, okay, sure, it's just ice cream, whatever. Like, you go, and so it's supposed to be like 30 minutes, give or take. So I'm getting ready. He comes, he picks me up. He waits at the end of my driveway, doesn't come to the door. He didn't even get out to open my door or anything, which was like whatever. So we go to this ice cream place, it's raining outside, and they're closed. Great. So then we just kind of sit there and talk for a minute, and he's like, hey, is it okay if I go and, like, stop home and grab something? I was like, yeah, that's fine. Now, on the drive there, he calls his mother, and he's like, hey, I'm coming home, I have a surprise for you. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. We get to the house, we walk in. His mom, so excited to meet me. Do you know this is our first date? This is weird. Sweet lady. She's a gem. But just weird that I was meeting her on the first date. Just a little strange, but whatever. So he's like, okay, like, let's go. We go. He wanted to go to this place that was, I don't know, a half hour away. Like, okay, not bad. Like, I know there's others that are closer, but that's fine. It's still pouring. We go and we eat our ice cream in the car. So we are sitting there eating ice cream in the car. He says, do you want to be my dad? I've already met his mother at this point, so I'm like, you know what? Sure, let's go meet your dad. Drives to his dad's place. His parents are separated, obviously. So we get there. I walk in. I'm like, okay, like, this is, like, kind of strange. Whatever. Not only did I end up meeting his father, I met his grandmother, because apparently the father lives with the grandmother at the grandmother's house. I got no heads up. They kept thinking that I was his girlfriend. Whatever. Had no idea that it was our first date. And that I had barely spoken to this guy. So anyways, we leave after that. We live near Niagara Falls, right? And he's like, oh, do you want to go for a walk or something? Do you want to walk down by the falls? I'm like, sure, you know what? Like, why not? So we go and walk down by the falls, and we're just kind of walking and talking, which is fine. And he kind of opened up about a few things. I opened up about a few things. And I was telling him in the process about, like, my health issues, because I have a lot and they consume my entire life. I was telling him about those, whatever. We get back to the car. He starts crying. I'm like, is this dude crying? What is happening? And he was like, you're just such an amazing person. Like, I'm so, like, this isn't fair. You know, you hear all these stories about them happening to, like, people you don't know. But then when it comes to someone that you do know and someone that you know personally, it hits so different. I'm like, okay, either he's really strange or he's just a really empathetic guy. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But he cries for like 5 minutes straight. Like sobs. Sobs. Not like tears up. No, he sobs. So this dude's sitting there crying. I'm like, okay, do I comfort him? What do I do? Like, I felt so awkward. I was like, okay, I don't know this guy. Now he's crying. What do I do? So, yeah, there was that. Then after that, he just kind of like drove me home. And so I got home. And for some reason, I was feeling like really good about it because in my head, I'm like, he's, he liked me so much that he brought me to his family. And he's so empathetic that he cried on the first date.
So if you're the gas station worker who literally fucked everything up and you're watching this, fuck you. I hope you... Never mind. But here's a story time of what happened. Okay, long story short, me and my friend met this guy at a gas station, became friends with him. Everything was like fine. Literally nothing bad happened between us, so I don't even know why he would do this. But my cousins recently slept over at my best friend, and we thought it was a good idea. Well, actually, we didn't even think it was a good idea. We were like, let's just like go have some fun. So we snuck out and went to his gas station. He wasn't there, but his brother was there. So we were like talking to his brother for a little bit, and then we were like, we should go like see what he's doing. So we went to his house. My friend called him. She called him and said, can we come in? Like, we're bored, we want to hang out, whatever. So we went in. When he opened the door, he specifically said, yes, you guys can come in. That's like a key to the part of the story. Okay, so after he literally gave us permission to come in his house, we were hanging out in his house for like a couple of minutes. Literally nothing else happened. He told us to leave, and I literally said, I respect you, we can leave. And then we left, and that's it, okay? That's all that happened. Then we went home, we went to sleep, everything was fine. The next day, we had my brother's birthday trip, and so we like got up early, we left for the trip, and nothing else was happening. We were at the trip, everything was fine, we went to a water park, and then later that night we got home and we were about to order food. So anyways, then we ordered food and everything was fine, and my cousin gets this call that we broke into someone's house. We broke the door, I'll put the picture right here. We broke his door. And he said that he was taking us to court. We were all going to jail. He's going to press charges against all of us. And I have no clue what's going on. This gas station worker went to my friend's house. Her friend's mom came to my house. And my mom called my aunt. But then, like, we were just getting screamed at. And I was like, you know what, bro? We're on a fucking trip. I don't even care about that. Like, I'm just going to go do my own thing. Whatever. So then we literally all just put our phones down and we were like, fuck it, like fuck all this, let's just go to the pool. So we literally just left our phones, we all went to the pool because we didn't feel like dealing with it, like, because it was all fake. Then we get back from the pool and I'm getting text messages from my mom and calls from my mom saying that we did drugs and that we were smoking pot and drinking, and it was all this stuff. And we seriously in this situation did not know how to even defend ourselves because these accusations were like genuinely insane. Like, I didn't even know what to say. They were saying that they knew that we were smoking pot and drinking. And then they also said that we are all getting drug tested and we are all getting alcohol tests when we get home. And I'm like, okay. We got home, they were both sitting at the counter and they were just asking us like what happened, and then they weren't even that mad. And then at the water park that we were at, they were accusing us of not being there. Like, they were like, how much would I bet you guys just left your phones at the water park and you guys went to go smoke pot? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, guys, I'm telling you, we were getting accused of so much shit that we didn't even know what to say. This is all coming from the gas station worker. All of it. And he doesn't even know me like that for real, so, yeah, so thank you for ruining my whole fucking trip. Fuck you. I hate you, and you're a bitch. He was also saying that we were in his gas station causing commotion. No, the fuck we weren't. So, yeah, that was just a whole fucked up trip, and everything was ruined. Even though we low-key still had fun because nothing was true. It was just like, I don't like when people look at me like that, so I was kind of upset. But thanks for listening to the story time. I love you guys. Bye.
Get ready with me whilst I do a story time on how my best friend destroyed my new place. And it was like brand new and it was destroyed. Disrespectful. Now, obviously, bear in mind, we are not friends anymore for the obvious reasons. But I would like to also just add in that this was my first ever place and I'm still in it now. And I was so excited to have my first ever place and then she just destroys it. So when I was younger, me and my best friend actually lived in a hostel whilst I had my son, and obviously she had her daughter as well. And then I was going on holiday, so I thought, oh, you know, instead of us staying in the hostel, whilst I go on holiday for 10 nights, she can stay at mine and have the whole place to herself, you know, give her baby girl a little bit more room and whatever else. And I said, basically, whilst I'm on holiday, you can pretty much do whatever you want, like, take whatever you want, like, use whatever you want sort of thing. The only thing I asked her not to do was 2 things. One was no parties, because obviously it's my new place. My son's bedroom is right there. No parties or anything. And then the other thing was, I don't want your baby dad around here, because she was very on and off with him, as a lot of people are. But he was a very nasty person. So I said I don't want him to know where I live, obviously, for safety reasons. So those were the only 2 rules. Now, if you can't already tell from this part of the story, that is exactly what she did. She did those 2 rules that I asked her not to do, and she did them. And then I got a message whilst I was on holiday, and she said, oh, I'm really sorry, I broke your blind. In your room, I'm really sorry. And I was like, that's no problem, things happen, it doesn't matter. And then I also got a message at the end of my holiday as well saying, I'm really sorry I wasn't able to clean up, it's just a little bit of a mess, but I apologise. And I was like, it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be spotless, it's fine. So obviously in my head I have that a blind's broken and it's a little bit of a mess at my flat when I come home. Now, I come home at, I think it was like 2:30 in the morning, because obviously I just got a flight back from Turkey, all of that. It was very, very late. But obviously I was expecting a little bit of mess and a broken blind. That was not the case. Now, when I got back, the first thing that I noticed, obviously she's gone at this point, was there was a broken glass in my room, just on the floor. And it weren't just like all little pieces. It was a fully broken, massive pint glass on the floor, just there. It's not like you couldn't see it. It was right on the floor, right there. And obviously I have a 4-year-old who at the time was 2, and if I let him in my place first, then he could have ran into my room and then just cut his foot on the glass, because obviously he doesn't know danger yet. Luckily I got into my room first. I saw the broken blind. That was expected. I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. Things happen, it doesn't matter. And then I went into the living room and then things just got very, very bad. I can laugh about it now, but honestly at the time I was so annoyed. And I let people off like there's no tomorrow, but this peed me off. I go into the living room and my brand new coffee table has drawings all over it, obviously from a child. Now, if things happen, you know, you can't always stop children. I get children do things that, you know, you don't particularly want them to do. But I mean, it was all over. And you could clearly see that it's like could be wiped, so I automatically very quickly got a cloth and started to wipe it, and a lot of it came off. Like a lot of it, there was still some damage, like the pen was dug in there, so obviously I couldn't get all of that out. But the fact that I could wipe some of it off just shows me that she didn't even bother to wipe it off after her daughter just drew all over it. And I did message her that at the time. I said, if, you know, your daughter draws on things, I understand that things happen. She's a baby. What can you do? But you need to try and wipe it off. Okay, this is like your best friend's place. And everything's brand new. Everything that I brought in here was brand new at the time. She didn't even bother to wipe it off, because when I wiped it off, a lot of it came off. Obviously, there was still some damage, but the fact that she just left it, it's not like she didn't know it was there. I mean, this is a white coffee table we're on about, and there's just pencil all over it. Then I go into my bathroom, and my toilet and bathroom is split. I know, annoying. But I went into the toilet one, and there is like drinks all up the wall, like just splattered all up the wall, and I'm like, who on earth sat on the toilet having a drink? Are you okay? No. And I was like, I'm so confused, what on earth is going on? And then I went into the kitchen, and then I brought this brand new fridge freezer, right? And it's in black, and it was luscious. I loved it. It was so beautiful. It wasn't like high end or anything, but it wasn't like cheap either. Do you know what I mean? And this one's the one that annoyed me the most. Actually, no, that's not the one that annoys me the most. The one that annoys me the most is the sofa. Okay, wait. Anyways, I go into the kitchen, and then the fridge freezer has a huge dent in it, and I mean massive. And I'm like, what sort of teenage girl and little baby girl can cause that big of a dent? What on earth was she doing? And then I turn around to look towards my bin. Oh my goodness, the amount of rubbish bags that were filled with like food and whatnot. This was 10 nights we're on about, and there was like 6 or 7 massive bin bags full of mouldy food, and it stunk. And I just thought, why didn't you take that out? Like, you didn't clean up at all. What is going on? And then and then I look at the washing up pile, and the washing up pile is piled, and I mean full on, something you've never seen before. I wish I took photos of that. I did not. I mean piled to the point that food was like stuck on it and moulding on it. Do you not have any respect? Like, come on. And I also saw in the freezer a party bag of ice cubes. That's where it like kind of kicked in. I was like, okay, got ya. And don't forget there was like mess everywhere. Everywhere, weren't just the kitchen, it was everywhere. And then we move on to the sofa. There's a nice big rip in it, and I'm like, my brand new sofa. Lovely, okay. And then I needed something from the window ledge behind the sofa, and I forgot what it was now, something stupid. And then as I leant over, I saw down the back, this was the next morning by the way, I looked down the back, oh my goodness, there was cans of Pepsi splattered all up the wall, cans of Pepsi actually on the floor and everything as well. There was mouldy chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Honestly, the back of my sofa stunk. Like, it was disgusting. The amount of stuff that was up the walls. What are you doing? What kind of party are you throwing? And obviously, things just got worse. There was loads of little stuff. Some of my stuff was stolen, and obviously I don't know if that was her or one of her friends that she brought round. But it was actually my beauty crop. What was it? The primer or the mist or whatever it was, the cherry one that went missing. And then I noticed underneath my bed that a lot of my skincare and stuff was missing when I didn't have the vanity and stuff. So I kept it all underneath my bed, and a lot of it was missing. And I was like, ugh. And then I said to her, have you taken anything? She was like, no, of course not. Of course not. And obviously at this point I knew she was lying. Like, it was either her or it was one of her friends. Either way, get a grip. Obviously I confronted her about everything over Snapchat at the time, because I couldn't see her. She lived a bit too far away from me at the time. And she denied everything. She was like, I don't know what you're on about. No idea. No, my daughter didn't draw on the coffee table, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, the fairies must have come out then. That's crazy. Wow, these fairies must be really messy. Anyways, obviously we are not best friends anymore. I haven't spoken to her for a long time. It takes a lot for me to not be friends with someone that I was automatically really good friends with. But the fact that she destroyed my brand new place, and I mean everything in this place was brand new at the time, and I was so excited to have my first ever place. I was 18 years old, 22 now, guys. But I was very excited to have my first new place, and I thought I'd do a really nice thing for a friend to let her stay, have her own space, do as she pleases, you know what I mean? Not have like a curfew or anything. And the 2 rules that I ask her not to do, she does, and then also just destroys the place in the meantime. If I had photos of this, I think only then would you understand how bad it actually was. Like, it was ridiculous. I also made a video on this, like, sort of a long time ago, like 4 years ago, on TikTok when I weren't doing it properly, and she actually messaged me saying, can you take that down? Can you take that down? Why are you embarrassed? You should be. It was filthy. Who lives like that? I get a bit of mess. Right, I'm not tidy. But you see my vanity right now, it's a mess. But if I was to stay at somebody else's home, you know that is spick and span, okay? There would not be a speck of dust after I was there. There just wouldn't, because I feel like it's just the most respectful thing to do. I even like make my bed when I'm in a hotel room. I don't even need to do that, but I do because it feels respectful. Anyway, that was a very long story time. Sorry guys, I apologise. I have loads more stories as well if you do want me to say that. I just thought I'd get it all out, so why not? Let you know a little bit of my life. Fun.